Hi, I'm Ashton, and this is literally the third video in a row that I've had other plans for, but I realized this Thursday, today, I am 3 months on testosterone. And I know 3 months aren't a lot, and generally the first 3 months are the months where everything starts kicking in, but it's not quite there yet. And you know, you'll see trans guys do like tea updates every month. And if you want to, yeah, cool. But personally, after a month, I was like, nothing's changed. I don't need this. So 3 months and here we are. If shit changes before the 4-month mark, then I'll do another one at 4 months. But the plan is I'll do one at 6 months, and then 9, and then 12. So this is really exciting for me. I'll preface this by saying I am on 0.2 milliliters of testosterone every other week, every other Thursday. So I inject myself with 0.2 milliliters of depot testosterone in my thigh every other Thursday. It is a very low dose, but because I am younger, I'm still a teenager, they wanted to ease me onto it just to be sure that everything was going fine. My appointment Thursday, I'm very likely going to double the dose if all my tests come back okay, and I'm also going to see about injecting it once a week because my moods have been fluctuating along with the shots, but we'll get to that later. So I'm going to pull up a list of things that happen on testosterone-based HRT, and we'll go through them and see what's going on. So one of the main effects is increased libido, and yeah, that's happening, but I'm not going to talk about that just because I am not comfortable with that, but my sex drive has increased a little bit, not like a dramatic amount. Redistribution of body fat, that hasn't started yet, but that is generally something that happens starting 3 to 6 months, plus I'm on a low dose, but my body is generally the same. Your period stopping. I'm so excited about this one, because if you remember, I made a video about having a period for 4 months straight, like no stop. I'll link it here. And that was hellish, and I wanted to die, but I have not had a period since I started testosterone. I had 3 days of like really spotty bleeding, but generally I have not been bleeding, and it has been amazing. Increase in muscle mass, I haven't noticed that, but I also work out like 3-ish times a week, so that may come in the future, or it may not, because that's not the same for everyone. Again, you know, the effects of testosterone aren't the same for everyone. The effects of any medicine aren't the same for anyone, and don't take what I'm experiencing as what everyone experiences. Prominence of veins and coarser skin. My skin hasn't been much coarser, but my hands are a lot more masculine, and I didn't notice that for a while, and someone else that's on testosterone was like, hey, my hands look more masculine, and I was like, oh shit, so do mine. So I don't know if my veins are necessarily more prominent, but my hands just kind of look stronger and more built. Like, they look closer to my boyfriend's than they did before I started T. Acne. We all know how that one's going, don't we? What I do find interesting is that I have a little bit of acne on my chest, not a lot, but it is there, and that sucks, but I've never had that before, so that is very likely due to testosterone. And the acne on my face is mainly on my chin and a little bit on my forehead, and the chin is one of the places that you get acne where you're like, that is very likely caused by hormones. So that's really cool. I am excited about that. Like, I'm not excited that I have acne, but I'm excited that this is caused by testosterone. And I also may talk at my appointment about the acne, because my doctor is very like, you know, if you have acne, we can treat it. It's not a big deal. Increased red blood cell count. Now, I don't personally like measure that at home. They'll measure it when I take the blood tests, but I've been less tired, and that's generally what will signify increased red blood cells. Like, exercising doesn't exhaust me as much as it used to, so that's cool. You know, I appreciate that. I'm still tired all the time, but that's the depression. Deepening of the voice. This is one of the most exciting things. I'll put a little video here of me talking before testosterone, or like really early in. It was just like, we saw a PowerPoint, and it was like, here's a bad penis. Here's a penis with herpes. Here's a dick with HIV. Here's a dick. I think my voice is deeper now, and I'm not entirely sure about that because it's hard for me to, you know, hear my own voice. But I have been told by other people that it is deeper, and I do feel it in my throat now. And walking home from school today, I was singing Death of a Bachelor, and I hit a low note that I've never hit before, and I was like, praise the Lord testosterone. I have a deeper voice, so that's really cool. My voice was, maybe still is, one of the reasons that I do not pass as often as I would like to, but you know, I think my voice is deeper, and I am really excited and happy about that. Growth of facial and body hair. This one is exciting, and I didn't expect this to happen this early, especially since I'm on such a low dose, but the hair on my legs is thicker than it was before. I had hair on my legs, most people do, but it was transparent, like you couldn't see it, and now it is darker, you know, it's more of like a brown, more like my hair color, so that's cool. I also have some hair on my tummy, and I've never had that before, but it's like getting darker around my, like below my belly button, it's getting darker, which is exciting, because, you know, changes are exciting. And facial hair. Again, I wasn't expecting it this early, but I do have like baby hairs above my lip, and you know, I've always had like hair on my face. Everyone has hair pretty much everywhere, but it is getting darker and longer, so I'm going to start shaving soon. I'm gonna get close to the camera now awkwardly. I don't know if you can see it. I'll stay here for a while and see if it focuses. Oh shit. Male pattern baldness, that hasn't happened. I know a lot of trans guys are worried about their hair falling out. For me, it hasn't happened yet again, and that also likely happens later in testosterone-based HRT, so I'm not too worried about that. I do have a feminine face-ish, and I always have, you know, because I was assigned female at birth, and I underwent estrogen-based puberty, so this is like second puberty to me, which kind of sucks. My jaw seems to be a bit different, and I've had a couple friends point out that my face does look different, but you know, I'm not unrecognizable, I'm still myself. Unlikely that my nose, my lips, my Adam's apple will change, but it's possible, very unlikely, but it could happen, so I'll keep you updated on that as well. Psychological changes. As I mentioned before, my mood has been swinging along with the shots, so when I take a shot, I'll be like rad and ready to go for like a week or almost 2 weeks, and then like the 3 or so days leading up to shot day, I'll get like super down. My therapist did mention that happens to a lot of people, as she always puts people on shots every 2 weeks, but when her patients experience mood swings like I am, she'll put them every week, and that generally like completely stops them. So I'm not too worried about that, and I will tell her about it, and I'll keep you guys updated. So I think that's all I really have to say about this. If you have any questions about other things that you've noticed happening to other people or happening to yourself, or if you're wondering if they're happening to me, feel free to tell me. Goodbye, have a stunning rest of your day, and I will talk to you later, maybe.